Hey, how y'all doing out there? Back at you again with another video. Today I'd like to do my review for the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. And of course, you can pick this up Samsung.com, Amazon, and eBay. And you can get the best prices that I think you can get it for is on eBay.com. It's going to be a lot cheaper, a lot cheaper than Amazon, unfortunately. But definitely, this is a good phone to pick up. Now, I got this one for just maybe a little over 700 because I got it brand new. But you could get one renewed or open box for much cheaper, like around 500 something dollars, which is a really good deal because when this phone was launched, this phone costs $1,000. So the fact that you can get it for less than that is actually great. And of course, I got Prism Green here. Now, first I want to get into all the things that I like, and then I'll get into all the things that I don't like. All right, let's go. First thing I like is the build quality. The build quality on this device is excellent. Now I have a case on it because, I just have trouble holding on to glass back phones, especially those that don't have frosted backs like the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So I have to keep a case on it. It just gives me extra grip. So definitely, but the build quality, if you decide to use it without a case, you're going to love the way it feels. It's very comfortable in the hand, and it just feels good. As it has rounded edges. So the build quality on this phone is excellent. It's built with premium materials, has Gorilla Glass 6 on the front and back. So you're not going to have an issue with the build quality. So that's the first thing I like about this device. Next, the always on display. Now, of course, I've said it before in many of my videos. I love Samsung's always on displays. They make the best always on displays in the business. Now, LG is right behind them, but Samsung clearly makes the best. I just love how big it is, how bright it is, how you can see the time, the date, the month. You get your notifications at the bottom. You can see your fingerprint sensor. Now, the thing I like about this too, there's so many different always on displays that you can, put on here and adjust. You could put a picture, you could use an animated picture. You could do so many things with this display. There's so many options and variations of this always on display. You also control your media, and I just love it. I love it. So kudos to Samsung. They make the best always on displays on the market, no question, and I love it. Something that's almost like a must-have for me. I just need a phone with always on display. And like I said, now I don't necessarily need it where it has to control the media and all that, but at least, let me be able to get my, see my notifications. That's the only thing I'm asking for. Like for a phone I just reviewed just recently, the Zenfone 6, no always on display at all, but the Asus ROG2 had it always on display, but that's all it showed was the date, the time, the battery percentage in the month, but no notifications. Like, come on, you got to at least show me the notifications. So always on display is a go. Next thing, in-display fingerprint sensor. This is the next thing I like about this device. Now, I know when this device was first launched, the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor was an issue. It was laggy. I don't know if it was laggy, but it was slow. It wasn't popping open. But with Android 10 and the One UI 2.0 update, it's a lot faster now. It just pretty much comes right open. Now, I know this is on Bixby. I don't know why, but let me turn it off again and show you. Now, it's not always super fast, but for the most part, it opens up pretty quick. I'm going to show you again. And I'm not holding my finger on it. I'm just putting my finger on it and letting it go. See how fast it came open? I'm going to do it again. See, I mean, this is lightning fast compared to what it was when it first got released. See? Do it one more time for y'all. So the fingerprint sensor is really, really good. Let me turn this brightness down a little more. I know that screen is a little bright. All right. That should be a little bit better. Okay. So I love the in-display fingerprint sensor. It works very well. So I'm not having any issues with it. Now, is it 100% all the time, no. But if you put your finger on there, you know, right, it'll pop open every single time. Okay, but I do like it. Next thing, the face unlock. The face unlock is good. It's quick, but it's not as fast as some other like OnePlus and the iPhone and the Pixel, but it's still good. So I do like the fact that they even have face unlock. So Samsung can definitely get better, a little bit better at that, make it a little faster and a little more accurate. But I do like the fact that they have one. The display. Now, as you y'all know, I love the display. Samsung makes the best displays on any smartphone. And like I said, they make the screens for OnePlus, for Apple, for the Pixel, and other companies as well. So they make the best displays. Now, they always save the best panels for themselves, which makes sense. But they clearly make the best displays on any phone on the market, any cell phone. And this one has a pixel density of 522 pixels per square inch. A dynamic AMOLED display. This display is absolutely gorgeous and it gets super, super bright. So I love the display. No issues with the display. Next thing, the speakers. The speakers on this phone are amazing. Now, it also has Dolby Atmos. So I did a test already with the speakers when I was doing when I first did my unboxing. So you can just refer back to that because I don't want to waste too much time because I don't want this review to be too long. But I'm telling you, the speakers on this device are amazing. They're just as loud as the speakers on my Note 10 Plus. So if you want to be able to hear, like if you want to watch media content on this without headphones, you definitely going to hear it. And they're good quality stereo speakers, and they're dual stereo speakers. You got one on the bottom, you got one coming through the earpiece, and they are excellent. Kudos to Samsung. Next thing, I love the fact that this phone has Gorilla Glass 6. Next, I love the fact that this phone came with 128 gigs of internal memory. Next thing, I love the fact that this phone has expandable memory up to 512 gigs. I need expandable storage. I know that doesn't matter to everybody. 128 is enough. 256 is plenty. And to each his own. I'm a storage monster, like my boy Flossie Carter says. He put that out there. So I'm a storage monster. I need tons and tons of storage. Now, I'm looking for the day when Samsung will just come out the gate with just 1 terabyte, like just for the base model. Not, you got to pay so much money for that, but just come out with the base model 1 terabyte. That's what I'm talking about. You give me 1 terabyte, I don't need expandable memory, honestly. That's 1,000 gigs, so I'm good with that. But anyway, I love the fact that it has expandable memory. And pretty much Samsung has always given us expandable memory. The only time I remember them taking it away, well, unfortunately, they did it in the Note 10, which I don't like. But they shouldn't even came out with 2 variants of the Note, honestly. The Note has always just been the Note. But now they got 4 variants of the Note. They got the Note 10, the Note 10 5G. You got the Note 10 Plus. You got the Note 10, and then the Note 10 Lite. So and with the S series, now you got 4 variants of the S series. So I don't know what Samsung's doing, but anyway, it is what it is. But I do like the fact that this phone has expandable memory, and it's expandable up to 512. That's a half a terabyte. Next thing, I like the fact that this phone has fast wireless charging. Now, it's one thing to have wireless charging, which is slow, but to have 15-watt fast wireless charging, I love that. Next thing, this phone has reverse wireless charging, so I could put my watch on the back of it and it'll charge. I could put a phone on the back of this phone and it'll charge. I could put some earbuds on the back of this phone and it'll charge. I like that. Some people may think that's gimmicky, but it may just be in a situation where, so say somebody has the phone that can do that. You're out somewhere with them, their phone's about to die, and you be like, oh man, I don't have my plug, my phone's about to die, and I need to, make an important call, or I need somebody to reach me or whatever. And you could just take their phone and put it on top of yours and charge it, then they'll see that it's not a gimmick. It's definitely not a gimmick. It's a good thing to have, and you never know when you'll need it. So I love the fact that it has reverse wireless charging. Next thing, headphone jack. This phone has a headphone jack. Now, I have no idea why Samsung gave this phone a headphone jack but took it out of the Note 10 Plus. Makes no sense, but I'm glad that the S10 actually has a headphone jack. I love that. Next thing, AKG tuned headphones. You get AKG tuned headphones in the box, and I love that because they're high quality and they sound great. Next thing, the ability to hide the notch with software. Now, that's exactly what I did, in case y'all noticed. See up there now, I know I have a kind of a big forehead, but I just don't like notches. And that cutout is just too big. So you can go in here through Samsung and you can hide it. And the thing about it, that they did it right where it's hid throughout the whole UI experience. There's no app that you're going to open where you're going to see that camera cutout at all. So I'll take this big forehead not to have that cutout because I just don't like it. Now this is probably 6.3 instead of 6.4, but that's plenty of screen. I'm good with this. I don't have a problem with that. To each his own. Some people it don't bother them, just like with all these people that's walking around with Apple phones with that big giant cutout at the top. Y'all can have that. I it's a distraction. I don't like it. Okay. All right, next thing. Android 10. As soon as I put my information, it updated to Android 10. Kudos to Samsung for that. Also, with the One UI update to 2.0, I love it. It's nice and smooth. I like the way it goes in and out of applications. So you open up something, and you go back, and just goes right back, nice and smooth, and everything opens up nice and fast. I love that. I love the animation. I love that. And everything opens up really, really quick. Okay? And I just love the way it goes right back in like that. I really like that animation. As you can see, I got everything in dark mode because that's what I prefer. And it also helps with battery. Not that this battery is an issue because it's clearly not an issue at all. Okay? So I love the One UI 2.0. I'm not going to get into all the features of the 2.0. You can watch another video for that. I don't want this video to be too long. But the One UI 2.0 is the real deal. And finally, Good Lock is coming out with a update finally, and I could get my phone everything back to the way it was. But they're in the process of updating it. But that'll be coming out in another week or so. So kudos to Samsung for their One UI. I love One UI. Next thing, the software, which I just went over, is nice and fast and it's smooth. Next thing, I love the fact that it has HDR10 plus compatibility. To watch a movie on here, the screen is just absolutely gorgeous. You're gonna enjoy the movie or media content on this device with that HDR10. And plus, they have a video enhancer. You can enhance the screen even more. And of course, you have 3 modes. You have 720p, you have 1080p, and you have Quad HD. So you got options, okay? And that's what I love about Samsung. They give you tons of options. Next thing, the battery. This phone has a 4,100 milliamp battery. You're going to get through a day easily with this phone. No battery anxiety at all. The battery on this phone is a beast. So you're not going to have any issues with the battery. Next thing, this phone has FM radio. And that's cool for those that listen to the radio and you want to listen to quality. That already has a built-in FM radio. So I like that. Next thing, Samsung Pay. Samsung Pay is accepted everywhere. It's really good when you know that if you leave your wallet home or you don't feel like carrying your wallet, you just carry your license, that you can go to pretty much any place, put your phone up on the debit card or credit card terminal, and it'll work. So Samsung Pay, I love it. I love the next thing, NFC. I love the fact that it has NFC. Next thing, screen recording, edge lighting, Bluetooth 5.0. The design, I really like the design of the phone. Now, it's different than what it was before. It was, the cameras are going down the middle, the long way, and now they put them this way. And I like that. It's something about this look I really like. I don't know what it is, but I really like this design. Okay. I know the next one is not going to look like that, but I really do like the design of this phone. All right. So I just ran off a bunch of them just to save time. The features. Now, ain't no way I'm going over these features because If you just go watch my Note 10 Plus features, they're pretty much identical, except for the S Pen. The S Pen is what separates the Note 10 Plus from this phone. But basically, the software and all the features are pretty much identical. Okay, pretty much. So there's no need to go into all the features. But I love the fact that Samsung packed so many features into their phone, and they're useful features, not just features they just throw in there, but they're useful features. Next thing, the cameras. Same cameras that's in the Note 10 Plus. I've already did a video on the cameras. The cameras in this device are excellent. Okay, the front cameras is good, and the rear cameras are phenomenal. Night mode, all of that, slow motion, all that stuff is excellent. Now, I'm not saying they're the best cameras on the market, because the Pixel's still better, the iPhone 11 Pro, them two are running neck and neck, and of course you got the Huawei P30 Pro. But a lot of people ain't talking about that because you can't really use that phone because there's no Google services. So I'm really not counting that phone, but I heard it has a killer camera. But, I would say Samsung is number 3 between those other two. All right, so you're going to love the cameras. And the thing about the cameras you're going to really like, the cameras have so many features, like so many modes. So you're going to have a lot of fun with this camera. A lot of phones don't have this many features and modes like this, most phones, I'm sorry. But you're going to have a lot of fun with the camera on this phone because Samsung just put so many modes on there and so many different features. You're going to love it. That's why I like Samsung devices because, like I said, with the features, they just give you so many features and you're going to have fun because you could just tweak this and change that. I like it when I can do whatever I want to do with my device. And there's so many things to learn. I know somebody came out with a video, 250 plus things, like features that are on the Note 10 Plus, like 250 features. Like, that's crazy. But I love it because it gives me, over the course of a couple of years, I can just learn and learn this and learn that and tweak this and tweak this and change that. And my phone is always going to look different than anybody else's phone. I love that, as opposed to Apple, where everybody's phone looks the same. Like, I'm not feeling that. Next and last thing I like about this device, it has a heart rate monitor, something they removed from the Note 10 Plus, but I like the fact that it's still on here. So kudos to Samsung for that. Probably with the S11, they're probably going to take it away, but I do like the fact that it's on here because I actually used it. Now, maybe a lot of people don't use the heart rate monitor, but that's something I actually used. All right, quickly, I'm going to get into the things I don't like, and then I'm finished. The front camera cutout, like I said before, I don't like it. It was just too big, and, it's all, it's on the right side of the phone. I just didn't care for it, that look. That's why I hit it, but I just didn't like it. No infinite scrolling. Now, to some of you, you might not know what that is, but that's something that's important. Let me pull out one of my phones and show you real quick. Okay, this is a phone. Let me turn the brightness down because I got it on max. Okay. Now see, you got your home screen. See how I can go this way? And I just keep scrolling? That's infinite scrolling. Okay? Unlike this, now I'm going to show you on this phone. Okay, you can go this way, but look, you can't go any further. You stop. And then when you go this way, you got Bixby. And you can't go any further. So I don't like that. That's something that Samsung need to put in their phones. Infinite scrolling. That's something I really like. And that's why usually with all my phones, I always put Nova Launcher on there because that's something I like doing. Okay. So I don't like the fact that there's no infinite scrolling. Next thing, no 60 frames per second on the front camera. That's something that only iPhone is doing right now. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it's something Samsung needs to do with their next variant. No iris sensor. That's something that was on the S9 Plus and the S9 prior to this one. I want the iris sensor. I mean, I liked it, especially because it gave you an extra layer of security and you can use it with Samsung Pay. So I don't like the fact that they removed the iris sensor. Next thing, the power button is way too high. Now, this is ridiculous. I don't know what Samsung was thinking about putting the power button all the way up here. Like, that's just insanity. Look at where my thumb actually just rests. The power button should be right here. I don't know what in the world they were thinking about, the engineering or design team, when they decided to put it way up here. Now, that's just ridiculous. I don't like that. And the next thing I don't like is how high the volume rockers are up so high they almost is just as they're pretty much the same as the power button. Is too high. Okay, everybody's not walking around with shack hands. Okay, too high. Next thing, the Bixby button. Nobody wanted Bixby. Nobody asked for Samsung's personal assistant. Even though I do find the Bixby routines nice, I do like the Bixby routines. They cool. They need to add to them a little bit more, give you a lot more options. But I do like the Bixby routines, and the Bixby feed is not bad. It's a lot of useful information in here. So I do like the Bixby feed, but we didn't need a dedicated button for that. And the fact that you couldn't remap it, say to open up Google Assistant or other things, it's just unfortunate. All right, now I think I'm about finished. Okay, and that's it. That was it. Yep. So only 7 things I didn't like. Basically, there was almost 30 things that I did like about this device. So this phone is a win for those that really like Samsung phones and like the S10 series. If the phone is not too big for you, which I don't think it is, you're going to love this device. It has a great chipset. It has the Exynos 98. And I you know what? I think that's something I forgot to mention. I do apologize. Yeah, when I talked about Android 10, now this is the Samsung's 9820 Exynos version. It's not the Snapdragon 855. So this is Samsung's chipset that's in here. Now, I haven't had any issues with it, so it runs very well. But most of the time, you'll probably end up with the Snapdragon 855 with the GPU 640. So you're not going to have any problem. All top of the line flagship specs in this device. So you're going to love the Galaxy S10 Plus. This phone is awesome. Great display, great software, great speakers, great camera, always on display, great build. All the pillars that you like in a phone, you want to get in this phone. Now, on my 5-star rating, I'm giving this phone 4.5 stars. And the reason being, it's almost a complete win except for the placement of the power button and the volume buttons. I mean, pretty much you're getting everything. You're getting a headphone jack. You're getting everything pretty much. So just those buttons being too high is only what took it down from getting a 5. Other than that, the phone is complete. The phone is awesome. And of course, I didn't like that cutout, but at least you can hide that. All right. So that's my review of the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. Definitely check this phone out. It's definitely worth picking up, and you can get it for half the price it was when it launched. So thank you once again to my subscribers. Thank you all that watch this content. Appreciate it. Without you, this YouTube channel is not possible. And I ask you guys to just have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.